I think I was just destined to be aesthetic, right? Because when I first got the idea to train for aesthetics, when I first ever got the idea to build an aesthetic physique, I had a terrible, terrible physique. I looked worse than every single person watching this video. I was skinny, medically underweight according to like the BMI scale. At 6'2", I was like 150 pounds. I was fucked when I first got the idea, when it first ever came to my mind that I want to build an aesthetic physique. I was fucked completely, right? And in just 3 months of training, I built a physique probably better than everyone watching this video. Right, in 3 months of training, I built a really nice aesthetic physique, like a really nice lean physique, right? The type of physique that girls actually like wanna look at, right? In 3 months of training, I'm talking 90 days of training. I had already built up an aesthetic physique, getting compliments when I would post online on like social media after just like 3 months, right? And sure, I can credit like the fact that I actually knew what to do. Like, instead of doing what like other retarded people would do if they were trying to build an aesthetic physique, like probably going to do bench press, deadlifts, and squats, I actually did the right thing. Like, I trained the 7 aesthetic muscles, which are like neck, traps, lateral delts, upper chest, abs, obliques, biceps, and lats, right? I trained the actual muscles that would actually get me the aesthetic physique, right? Rightfully so, because I'm training for aesthetics. Why would I want to do bench, deadlifts, and squats, right? But all this to say, right, this like period of 3 months when I built up an aesthetic physique, this just felt natural and friction. It was just a breeze. So frictionless. So frictionless, just a breeze, just me training, lifting weights. I was also on a lean bulk, right? So what a lean bulk is basically I was just putting on lean muscle slowly and not putting on body fat, right? So I was just putting on lean muscle, At that time, I was on a carnivore diet. So what a carnivore diet is basically your diet is mostly just lean protein and a little bit of carbs, but most of your diet is constituted of just protein, right? So that was the diet I was on, and it was just a breeze. 3 months of training, 90 days, I transformed my physique from like absolutely garbage, from like literally a point where you see like right here on my chest, you could count the number of ribs. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, counting the number of ribs. Holy shit, is that my chest? Sorry. I always get distracted when I'm recording shitless. I'm sorry. But anyways, you could count the number of ribs in my chest, and and I was so skinny, right? I built up a physique just after 3 months of training where I had like a decent chest, I had very, very nice abs, and I was lean, right? Simply for the major fact that I've already told you, because it was so frictionless and natural to me. It just came like second nature, just came second hand to be lean and aesthetic, right? Of course, the training was fun and everything, but it just felt frictionless, right? Now, compare this to when I did a bulk, right? This is the main point I want to make to you, right? When I did a bulk and put on body fat, right? This was like the most terrible part of my training, just for the fact that bulking was so difficult for me. The only good takeaway, I'll give it to you right now. The only good takeaway from this whole experience was that the training was fun because I was having lots of carbs, so I was able to lift heavier and heavier in the gym. So that was the only fun part, right? But besides that, bulking and putting on like body fat was just terrible for me. It felt like an uphill battle. It felt like I needed discipline and grit. I even made a video about this. It's on this YouTube channel where I said bulking is very difficult, and I was just telling you how, like, at that point I was still bulking, how bad the experience has been. I would wake up in the middle of the night, I'm breathing heavily, I'm just like out of breath. Like every single moment in the day, I have brain fog, right? My brain is not functioning. It feels like it's in a haze, right? I can't really breathe. I'm putting on body fat. It's difficult for me to even digest all this food that I'm eating. I'm having like 5 meals a day. I'm eating like 5 times a day, right? I have to wake up to eat food. I would sleep out, like usually I would eat my 4 meals, right? Sleep for like 2 hours or so, set an alarm, wake up, eat more food, drink protein powder and shit. And at that time, I just felt bloated and sick to the stomach, right? This is literally how I felt when I was bulking, right? I did this for 8 months straight. So I put on like 30 pounds. I think it was like 30 pounds of mass, right? In just like 8 months. But this was an uphill battle. And even at the end of it, right? I wasn't even aesthetic anymore because I'd just put on like lots of body fat, right? But like I was like, you know what? At least I fill out the frame more. You know, the t-shirts feel better. Like it's tighter on the chest. You know, I fill out the sleeves of any t-shirt that I put on. I was like, okay, this is amazing. You know, I've put on lots of muscle mass. You know, it's amazing. This is the good takeaway that I can say from this entire process. But it just felt difficult as fuck. Right, it felt difficult as fuck. Now, after I'd done this 8 months bulk, right? I've done this 8 months bulk, it's done, whatever, right? Now I've been cutting. Now we're back to like what feels the most natural to me. I'm cutting right now, and I've been at it for just over 2 months now, so it's like 60 something days in. Now it just feels effortless, it feels natural. I'm back to being lean, right? I've cut for 60 days straight, and I'm gonna put on like a video of my progress, yeah? Day one of the cut. Day 10 of cutting. This is day 20 of the cut. This is day 30 of the cut. Day 40 of the cut. Day 50 of the cut. Day 60 of the cut. But now it just feels frictionless. It feels like this is like what I can really sustainably do, and I can really sustainably maintain being this lean. I went in 10 weeks, right? Less than 10 weeks, I think it is, because it's been 60 something days, right? In like 60 something days, I've lost about, what is it, like 11 pounds or something. I've gone from like 198, almost 200 pounds. I'm back to like 186, right? If you go online, fitness coaches, influencers, whatever, when they want to sell you a fitness program, a dieting program to make you lose weight, right? What they'll sell you is, I promise I'll make you lose half a pound per week. This is the dream that they'll sell you. They'll sell you a dream of losing half a pound a week. The equivalent of half a pound a week would be, after the same amount of time that I've been cutting, right? Like after 10 weeks, you'd have lost 5 pounds, right? You'd have lost 5 pounds after 10 weeks. I've lost like 11 pounds. It hasn't even been 10 weeks. I've lost 11 pounds, right? All this to say, am I just saying this to say how amazing I am? Probably. but the big point is that it's because it's so natural and like frictionless for me to do this. I enjoy to be this lean. I enjoy being lean and aesthetic. Like it's something that's just comes second nature to me. It doesn't feel like I'm fighting an uphill battle when I eat in a deficit, right? It doesn't feel like I'm fighting an uphill battle, just like how it felt when I was eating in a surplus, when I was eating more calories than I needed to, when I was eating more food than I needed to. That felt like an uphill battle. When I'm not eating as much food, this feels fine. I feel so fine. Like I can be happy throughout the day with the meals that I'm eating, because I'm not eating more food that I need to, right? When I go and I do like cardio, I do sports, right? I play sports in the form of cardio. I can do it for hours on end without even feeling any friction. I'm just having fun through it all. My lifts and awesome, right? This is like another big point that I need to make. The biggest downside that I had seen with this entire process of like cutting and going back to being like lean and everything, the biggest downside that I had seen was just that I had lack of energy, and my gym experience was getting bad because, you know, I was in a deficit and I wasn't eating enough calories like I was used to beforehand, right? So to counteract this, I basically went on the same diet as like Olympic athletes, which is maximizing like carbs before the gym and after the gym. So like I've made a whole video of that, of like how exactly the process works, where you have like complex carbs and then you have simple carbs, the timing like 2 hours before for complex carbs, instantly before the gym for simple carbs, whatever, right? I've made an entire video of that. But this diet is basically the diet that was like the missing piece of the puzzle for me to complete having that frictionless lifestyle. Right now the gym is just fun, it's frictionless, I'm getting leaner, I'm going back to being just like super aesthetic, right? And it's like, even then, now I just feel like I can sustainably do this. I can sustainably just maintain doing this for as long as I need to, right? Because I'm not fighting an uphill battle. I'm not having to use discipline to do all of this, right? I'm not disciplined at all. I'm not using any form of discipline. The gym is the most fun part of my day. The calories are easy because I'm not eating that much, and it's like I'm just enjoying through it. I'm just coasting through it, right? That's why it's so easy for me to just go back to being lean and aesthetic, right? Just because it's so frictionless for me. Now, for you, it might not be frictionless. For you, like doing cardio or like being lean might not be frictionless, right? So what's like the bright idea that you can do? Make it frictionless, right? Just make it frictionless. Whatever part of your routine feels like it's got lots of friction, make it as frictionless as possible. So if it's cardio, for example, let's say cardio is difficult for you to sustainably do. You can't sustainably do cardio because maybe it just feels like you need discipline. It's a strain on your mental. Maybe it just feels like your body is just it's rejecting doing lots of cardio, right? And it feels like you're just using too much discipline. Change the form of cardio. Change the cardio to like sports with your friends. Change the cardio to whatever it is that would be frictionless for you. If it's eating less calories or whatever, change it. Find the calories that you like to eat, or find ways that would make it frictionless for you to just eat less calories, right? Whatever it is, make sure that you're just having fun throughout the journey. You're just enjoying it as much as possible. If it's going to the gym, go to the gym with your friends. Go to the gym with the friends that will have fun with you and you're just laughing and you're enjoying the gym, right? That's how it becomes frictionless. That way you don't think about like, I have to go to the gym. It's going to be so bad, whatever. You just go to the gym and you're thinking it's a social event with my friends and it's going to be hype, right? That's how you make progress. You make progress by just maximizing the enjoyment of fun throughout this entire journey, throughout this entire experience. This is something that I wish I knew when I was younger, right? Because when I was younger, I tried to use discipline for a lot of things that I did, right? A lot of things in this whole gym experience, like for the 1.5 years or so, it's been a lot of things that I did. I just tried to maximize on like using discipline and trying to get over it because I just thought, that's what should happen. If you want to be a masculine guy, you just need to be so disciplined and go through the hardships. But I didn't have to do that. I just had to make it fun. And lucky for me, most of it was just, it just naturally was just fun for me. So at the end of the day, I don't use any discipline for any of this. It's just fun for me. That's how I make like all this amazing progress. Like and subscribe to the YouTube channel.